Module 4, Lesson 29, Word Problems. All right, we already know how to solve these once we have the equation. So I think the hard part for us is going to be actually getting the two equations. So let's take a look. First example, the sum of two numbers is 361. The difference is 173. What are the two numbers? So we have two numbers. Chances are they're two different numbers. They're probably not the same amount. So we are going to say, remember, sum means add. So we're going to say the two numbers are x and y. You could use any variables you wanted. And the difference means subtract. So we're going to subtract them, and that equals 173. Now, we can solve this by substitution or elimination. We can also solve this by graphing. So if we're going to solve this by graphing, we need to solve each one of these for y. So x plus y equals 361. Take away x. Remember, we actually can't combine the x with the 361 because they're not like terms, but there's our equation solved for y. Second equation, x minus y equals 173. Subtract the x again, gives us a minus y or negative y equals 163 minus x. We still have to get rid of the negative 1 by dividing everything by negative 1. So negative 173 plus negative and negative make plus x, and there's that equation solved for y. So now what I want to do is I want to go to my calculator and I want to graph these two equations. So y equals, my first equation is 361 minus x. My second equation is negative 173 plus x. So we take a look at the graph. And we don't see anything because these y-intercepts are so large. We will have to zoom out probably a couple times here before we can see our lines. There's one of them. There, we can see them. All right, so now we need to find the point of intersection so we can solve this. Remember, we can do intersection through calc, and number 5 is intersect. We need to tell it which lines we want to find the intersect, and then it makes us guess. Our intersection point is 267.94. So our x is 267 and our y value is 94 for this problem. All right, now we can double check our answers. If we add these two numbers, we should be adding up to 361, and it does. And if we subtract these two numbers, we should get our 173, and it does. So we can kind of double check ourselves to make sure we're doing the math right. All right, our next problem says there are 356 eighth graders. Obviously some are boys, some are girls. 34 more than 4 times the number of girls is equal to half the number of boys. So if we know there's some girls and some boys, we could say G plus B. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify girls as X and boys as Y. And we can say X plus Y equals 356. Now our second equation, I still have to use my X and Y. 34 more than means we're adding. So we have 34 added to 4 times the number of girls. Girls we said was X. Is our equal sign. Half the number of boys. So half the boys was Y. So I have 34 plus 4x equals half times y. And I'm going to have to solve both of these equations again for y. I could solve by substitution or elimination, but since we are mainly doing graphing, I'm going to show you how to do that by graphing. If I subtract x on both sides, we get this. Over here, y is by itself on one side of the equal sign. I just have to get rid of that half. If I'm multiplying by half, I can divide by a half to get rid of that, or I can multiply by 2. I just have to remember to multiply by 2 everywhere then. So 68 plus 8x equals plain old y, and there's that equation. So let's go back to our calculator, and see if we can graph these. 356 minus x and 68 plus 8x. All right, and we'll see if we can see them or if we're going to have to zoom somewhere. There we go. There's the two lines. So now I need to find the point of intersection. So I do this calc, intersect. There's my first equation. There's my second equation, I guess. And there's my solution. So I know that the solution is 32 and 324. So x was 32, which was my girls, and boys was y, and that's 324. So we need to make sure we're identifying which is which. Okay, we don't want to switch the numbers. Okay, problem 3. Bonnie has $5 bills and $1 bills. Altogether, she has 18 bills totaling $62. How many of each does she have? All right, so we have $5 bills and $1 bills, and that means we have 18 of them. So we need to say, like, $5 bills is X and $1 bills is Y. Together, we have 18 bills. They total $62. Well, $5 bill, if I have three $5 bills, I would have 3 times 5, so I need 3 times X. So I need, let's see, my $5 bills are 5 times X, and my $1 bills are 1 times Y, and that gives me $62. So if I take the number of $5 bills I have times $5 and the number of $1 bills I have times $1, that'll tell me how much money I have, which should total $62. Still have to solve for Y if I'm solving by graphing. So there's my 1. Subtract the 5x on both sides. Remember, we cannot combine the 62 and the 5x because they're not like terms, and then technically we don't really need that 1 there. You could divide by 1 or if you needed to, but so y equals 62 minus 5x. Back to our equation, back to our graph rather. 18 minus x and 62 minus 5x. Take a look and see what our graph looks like. All right, I see them. They're both crossing. So we do intersect, first equation, second equation, and there's our intersection point. 11, 7 is what it says they're intersecting at. So 11 is X, 7 is Y, and that means we have 11 $5 bills and 7 $1 bills. Now let's go ahead and check this one as well. So if we have 11 $5 bills, well, first of all, 11 plus 7 adds up to 18, so we have 18 bills. But if we have 11 $5 bills and 7 $1 bills, we have a total of $62, which is what we were supposed to have. So it does check. All right, one more. Whoops, too far. A friend bought 2 boxes of pencils and 8 notebooks, and it cost $11. His brother bought 3 boxes of pencils and 5 notebooks for $11.25 at the same store. So we're assuming the prices didn't change. We want to know what would the cost of 7 notebooks be. So let's say pencils are X and notebooks are Y. So 2 boxes of pencils, 2X, plus 8 notebooks, 8Y, is $11. And we'll have to solve this for Y. 3 boxes of pencils, so 3X, and 5 notebooks, so 5Y, equals $11.25. So we'll solve these for Y. So Y equals 11 divided by 8 minus 1/4 X is going to be the equation we need to use. Okay. And then we solve this for Y. We want to solve for Y because that's what we solve for when we graph. Divide by 5. And nothing really simplifies. So 11.25, you could divide that by 5 and get a number. 3 divided by 5 is going to be a decimal. So that will be our second one that we put into graph. Okay, so let's see, y equals 11/8, oops, 8th minus 1/4 x, and then we have 11.25 over 5 minus 3 over 5 x, and let's take a look what we see. Okay, and I think I'm going to go back and set my zoom to standard just to see what we see, if we can see anything a little better here. It's kind of zoomed in pretty far. All right, they're definitely crossing somewhere in here, so let's find out what that point is. Intersect. 2.5 and 0.75. So 2.5 and 0.75. Since this is money, this will be $2.50, and this will be 75 cents. So the pencils cost $2.50 and the notebooks cost 75 cents. So if we are buying 7 notebooks at 75 cents, 7 times 75 cents, we will have $5.25. So 7 notebooks cost $5.25 at this store. We could figure out how much 7 pencils cost or whatever we needed then from that. Okay, and we could also check this. We could do 250 times 2, 75 cents times 8, make sure it adds up to $11, and then times 3 and times 5 and make sure it adds up to $11.25. So we're able to check these to make sure we're correct.